You can stay true to yourself and watch your career die, or feed the machine that made you famous and lose your soul. There is no third option. This is the dilemma every viral star faces when the initial rush fades and the real work begins. How do you maintain authenticity when authenticity does not sell? How do you grow as a person when your audience wants you frozen in the moment that made them love you? How do you build something lasting when the internet moves on to the next shiny object every week? The creators who survive learn to dance with forces that want to control them. They master algorithms designed to exploit human psychology. They build genuine connections in a world built on artificial performance. They turn momentary attention into lasting influence while everyone around them burns out or sells out. But the cost of this mastery changes you in ways you never expected. The question is not whether you can stay famous. The question is whether you can stay human while playing an inhuman game. The choice will define not just your career, but who you become. Your phone buzzes at 3:17 a.m., then again, and again. The sound cuts through your sleep like a knife. You reach for the device with heavy eyes. The screen lights up your face in the dark room. Numbers flash everywhere. Views climbing faster than you can count them. Comments flooding in like water through a broken dam. 50 million views. Your 15-second dance video has exploded across the internet. The rush hits your chest like electricity. Your heart pounds. This is it. This is your moment. Fame feels warm and bright, filling every corner of your tired mind. But here is what nobody tells you about going viral. The initial euphoria carries you through the next 48 hours like a drug. You refresh your phone obsessively, watching the numbers climb higher and higher. Friends text you screenshots of your video appearing on their feeds. Strangers tag you in their attempts to recreate your dance. For 2 magical days, you feel like the center of the universe. Then reality crashes down like cold water. 3 days later, the notifications stop. The silence feels heavier than the noise ever did. Your new video gets 3,000 views. The one after that, 800. The algorithm, that computer system that decides who sees your content, has already moved on to someone else. You refresh your phone obsessively. The numbers barely move. That sick feeling grows in your stomach. The same feeling you get when a party ends and everyone goes home, leaving you alone with empty cups and cold pizza. This is the cruel math of internet fame. Viral moments are not accidents. They are not magic. They follow patterns as predictable as the sunrise. The algorithm works like a giant spotlight sweeping across a dark field. When it shines on you, millions see your face. When it moves away, you vanish back into shadow. Most creators never learn how this spotlight moves. They stand in the same spot, hoping it will return. But you can learn the pattern. The algorithm feeds on engagement. It craves clicks, comments, and shares like a hungry animal. Fresh content gets priority. New faces get pushed harder than familiar ones. Controversy spreads faster than kindness. These are not opinions. These are the rules of the game. The next few weeks become a masterclass in digital archaeology. You study your viral video frame by frame, analyzing every element like a detective examining evidence. What made people stop scrolling? The first 3 seconds grabbed attention with a surprising move. The music hit a perfect beat drop. The lighting made your smile pop off the screen. The timing caught a trend just as it peaked. None of this was luck. It was a formula you accidentally got right. Now you understand the system that controls your digital life. Every app works differently, but they all want the same thing. They want people glued to their screens, watching ads, buying products, staying online longer. You are not the customer. You are the product they sell to advertisers. This knowledge tastes bitter at first, but knowledge is power. You cannot win a game you do not understand. The creators who build lasting careers do not fight the algorithm. They learn to dance with it. Your viral moment taught you something valuable. You now know what millions of people will watch. That is data worth more than gold. Most people never get that information. You earned it with 15 seconds of perfect content. But here is the problem. The algorithm already moved on. Your audience scattered across different apps. Your moment of fame lives in the past while you need success in the present. You need to find where your people went. You need to learn the next dance. Armed with this new understanding, you begin a systematic exploration of the digital landscape. Each platform feels like visiting a foreign country with its own customs, language, and unspoken rules. The transition from algorithm awareness to platform mastery becomes your obsession. Your Instagram post gets 43 likes. The same dance that broke the internet on TikTok feels dead here. The comments are different too. Less excitement, more judgment. People want polished photos, not quick videos. This feels like speaking English in a country that only understands French. Each social media platform has its own personality, its own rules, its own audience that expects different things from you. TikTok loves chaos and surprise. Instagram demands beauty and perfection. Twitter rewards wit and speed. YouTube wants depth and storytelling. You open TikTok and feel the familiar energy. Fast cuts, loud music, young faces moving to trending sounds. The app feels alive, buzzing with possibility. Everyone here speaks in 15-second conversations. Then you switch to Instagram. Everything looks different. Carefully posed photos, soft lighting, longer captions about self-love and motivation. The same people who loved your messy dance on TikTok expect magazine-quality content here. The sound of each app is distinct too. TikTok notification sounds quick and playful. Instagram chimes feel more elegant. Twitter pings with urgency. Your ears learn to recognize which platform wants your attention. Days turn into weeks as you immerse yourself in this research. You spend a week studying how successful creators adapt their content for each platform. The smart ones do not simply copy and paste. They translate their personality into each platform's language. On TikTok, they are wild and experimental. On Instagram, they are aspirational and beautiful. On YouTube, they are educational and personal. Same person, different presentation. Like wearing different clothes for different occasions. This is called platform pivot. Moving your content strategy to match where your audience lives and how they want to consume your work. You decide to map your audience like a detective. Where do your biggest fans spend their time? What do they comment about most? What other creators do they follow? The data tells a story. Your TikTok fans are teenagers who love dance and music, but they also follow comedy creators and lifestyle influencers. They comment about school stress and friend drama. They share videos about self-confidence and dreams. This gives you a roadmap. Your dance was just the beginning. Your audience wants someone who understands their world, someone who makes them feel less alone. After weeks of research and planning, you launch your first coordinated multi-platform experiment. You film your first multi-platform content series. On TikTok, you teach simple dance moves that boost confidence. On Instagram, you post motivation quotes over aesthetic photos. On YouTube, you share longer videos about overcoming shyness through dance. Same message, different languages. Same you, different presentations. The response surprises you. Comments flood in across all platforms. People share stories about trying your confidence tips. They tag friends who need motivation. Your follower count grows steadily instead of in random spikes. You found your new digital homes, but already you notice something troubling in the comments. People are asking for the same thing over and over. They want more of your original viral dance. They want you to recreate that first perfect moment. But you can see the numbers dropping. Even your biggest fans are getting bored. The honeymoon period with your multi-platform strategy lasts exactly 6 weeks. At first, the steady growth and positive engagement make you feel like you have cracked the code. You wake up each morning eager to check your analytics, watching the numbers climb with satisfying predictability. But success breeds its own problems, and the comments section becomes a battleground between nostalgia and progress. Do the dance again. The comment appears under every video now. Your signature move, the 15 seconds that made you famous, follows you everywhere like a shadow. You film the dance one more time. The video gets decent views, but the comments sting. This is getting old. We have seen this before. Do something new. The sound of your own success has become a cage. You watch other creators try to recreate their moments. The girl who went viral for a funny face makes the same expression in every video. The guy who got famous for a joke tells variations of the same punchline. Their view counts shrink like ice cubes in the sun. This is content fatigue, when people get bored of the same thing repeated too often. It happens to every creator who refuses to grow past their viral moment. But evolution is scary. What if you change too much and lose the thing people love about you? What if you try something new and it fails completely? What if your personality is not enough without your signature move? The fear of change wars with the fear of stagnation. You spend sleepless nights scrolling through your favorite creators' old content, searching for patterns and hoping to find a roadmap through this creative crossroads. You scroll through your favorite creators' old content. The ones who lasted years all have something in common. They evolved gradually, like seasons changing. They kept their core identity while adding new layers. The dancer who went viral for hip-hop moves now teaches salsa, jazz, and even meditation through movement. The comedian who got famous for one joke now tells stories about dating, family, and growing up. They grew with their audiences instead of staying frozen in their first moment of success. You decide to experiment. Instead of just dancing, you talk while you move. You explain the emotions behind different styles. You connect dance to confidence, to stress relief, to self-expression. The first video flops, only 800 views. Your stomach drops. But you study the comments carefully. The people who watched loved the deeper content. They wanted more stories, more personality, more of the real you. The failure stings, but something in those few dozen comments sparks hope. These viewers are not asking for the same dance repeated. They are asking for more of what you just tried. More vulnerability, more teaching, more of the person behind the viral moment. You try again. This time you share a story about being shy in middle school and how dancing in your bedroom helped you find courage. You demonstrate the moves while telling the story. Your voice shakes slightly, but that makes it feel more real. 12,000 views. Comments about people relating to your story. Shares from viewers who felt seen and understood. You found the key. Evolution is not about throwing away what made you famous. It is about building on that foundation. Your dance was never just about movement. It was about confidence, joy, and self-expression. Now you have unlimited content possibilities. Dance tutorials mixed with confidence tips. Behind-the-scenes stories about overcoming stage fright. Collaborations with other creators who share your values of self-acceptance. Your signature move becomes a symbol instead of a prison. You still do the dance, but now it represents something bigger. It reminds people that they can be confident, creative, and authentically themselves. The comments change too. Instead of demanding the same content, people ask about your journey. They want to know how you found your voice. They share their own stories of growth and change. You realize something profound. True creators do not just make content, they lead their audiences on a journey of discovery. They anticipate what people need before people know they need it. Your viral moment was just the invitation. The real relationship with your audience starts when you show them who you are beyond that first perfect 15 seconds. But as your content evolves and your audience responds positively, a deeper challenge emerges. People are connecting with your personality and your message. But that creates pressure you never expected. They want to know the real you, not just the confident creator you present online. The gap between your public persona and private reality becomes a source of anxiety that keeps you awake at night. But now comes the hardest part. You have learned to evolve your content and found your voice across platforms. But who are you really, beyond the dance, beyond the memes, beyond the moment that made you famous? Building lasting fame means building a complete identity that gives people multiple reasons to care about your success. The question haunts you during a particularly difficult week when content ideas feel forced and your usual enthusiasm feels manufactured. You stare at the camera lens on your phone. It stares back like a black unblinking eye. You hit record for the 4th time this morning. Hey everyone, welcome to my day in the life video. Your voice sounds fake, too cheerful, like you are trying to sell something nobody wants to buy. You stop recording and throw your phone onto the bed. The truth hits you like cold water. You are famous for 15 seconds of dancing, but people want to know who you are for the other 23 hours and 59 minutes of your day. Your real life feels incredibly boring compared to your viral moment. You wake up, brush your teeth, eat cereal while scrolling through your phone, go to school or work, come home tired, watch other people's content until you fall asleep. Repeat. How do you make a brand identity out of ordinary life? This is what people think of when they hear your name. Right now they think dance person, but you want them to think of something bigger, deeper, more complete. The next few days become an exercise in radical self-examination. You study creators who successfully built full identities beyond their first viral moments. They all share one secret. They let people into their real worlds, not perfect versions of their worlds. The fitness creator shows her struggles with motivation. The comedy creator talks about his anxiety between jokes. The beauty creator films herself without makeup, talking about self-acceptance. They become people their audiences actually care about. Not just entertainers, but friends you check on every day. You decide to experiment with vulnerability. Instead of pretending your life is amazing, you film yourself being honest about the pressure of sudden fame. "I went viral 3 months ago," you say to the camera. Your voice is quieter now, more natural. "Everyone thinks my life changed completely, but mostly I just worry about disappointing people who expect me to be perfect." You almost delete the video. It feels too personal, too real, but something tells you to post it anyway. The response shocks you. Thousands of comments from people sharing their own fears about disappointing others, messages from fellow creators thanking you for being honest about the pressure. Your comment section becomes a safe space where people share their real struggles. You respond to as many as possible, creating actual conversations instead of one-way broadcasts. This is brand building that matters. You are not selling a perfect lifestyle. You are offering genuine connection in a world full of fake performances. Over the following weeks, you develop a content strategy around authentic moments, morning routines that include messy hair and sleepy confusion, study sessions where you actually struggle with difficult problems, dance practices where you mess up and laugh at yourself. Each video reveals another layer of who you are beyond the viral moment. You love terrible reality TV shows. You cannot cook anything without burning it slightly. You collect vintage band t-shirts even though you barely know the music. These details make you human. They give your audience multiple ways to relate to you. Some people connect with your dancing. Others love your honesty about anxiety. Some enjoy your terrible cooking attempts. You become a full person in their minds instead of a one-trick performer. Your follower growth changes too. Instead of random spikes based on algorithm luck, you see steady increases from people who genuinely want to follow your journey. They comment more thoughtfully. They share your content with friends who have similar interests. You realize something powerful about personal branding. The goal is not to appeal to everyone. The goal is to be irreplaceable to the right people. But as your authentic brand takes shape and your audience becomes more invested in your personal journey, a new challenge presents itself. The trust you have built creates expectations about how you will use your influence. Your followers look to you for more than entertainment. They want guidance, wisdom, and solutions to their problems. The weight of their trust becomes both a privilege and a burden. But now you face a new challenge. You have built an audience that cares about you as a person. You have created genuine connections with thousands of people, but caring followers do not automatically pay your bills. You need to figure out how to turn this relationship into income without destroying the trust you have worked so hard to build. The financial reality of content creation hits you during a particularly stressful month when your part-time job cuts your hours and your rent increases. Your audience loves you, engages with your content, and shares your videos, but your bank account remains stubbornly empty. The pressure to monetize intensifies when brands start reaching out with offers that feel increasingly tempting. The email subject line makes your stomach drop. Brand partnership opportunity, $3,000. You read it 3 times. A teeth whitening company wants you to post about their product. The money would solve your problems for months. But the thought of holding up a box of whitening strips and pretending to love them makes you feel sick. Your audience trusts you because you are real with them. How do you make money without selling your soul? You watch other creators navigate this challenge. Some take every sponsorship offer that comes their way. Their content becomes a parade of product placements. Comments turn negative. You only care about money now. Unsubscribed. Sell out. Others refuse all brand deals and struggle financially while their audiences grow. They burn out from creating content full-time without income to support themselves. There has to be a better way, a path between desperation and purity. The solution emerges through careful observation and ethical reflection. You study the creators who monetize successfully without losing audience trust. They all follow one rule: They only promote things they actually use and believe in. The fitness creator partners with the gym she actually attends. The cooking creator sells ingredients she really buys. The study creator promotes apps she genuinely uses for organization. This is monetization that feels authentic, turning views into money by solving your audience's real problems instead of just grabbing cash. You inventory your actual daily life. What products do you really use? What services have genuinely helped you? What problems do your followers ask about most often? The answers surprise you. Your followers constantly ask about confidence building, dance practice spaces, and dealing with social anxiety. You already recommend books, apps, and techniques in your comments. You could get paid for recommendations you already make for free. You research affiliate programs for products you actually love, a meditation app that helped your anxiety, comfortable clothes that work for dancing and daily life, books about creativity and self-expression. Your first sponsored post feels different. You film yourself using the meditation app during a real anxiety moment. Your hands shake slightly as you navigate the interface. Your voice wavers when you explain how the breathing exercises help. The authenticity translates through the screen. Comments pour in from people downloading the app based on your genuine recommendation. The company loves the results. You love the paycheck. But you also set strict boundaries. You will only work with 3 brands per month. You will always disclose partnerships clearly. You will never promote anything you do not personally use. These limits protect your relationship with your audience. They also make your sponsorships more valuable because they are rare and trusted. The next several months become a masterclass in ethical business building. You expand your revenue streams beyond sponsorships. You create a simple online course teaching confidence through dance. You offer one-on-one coaching sessions for people struggling with self-expression. You design merchandise that reflects your actual personality, not just your viral moment. Each income source solves a real problem for your audience while supporting your creative work. The money starts flowing steadily instead of in random bursts. More importantly, your audience engagement increases instead of decreasing. People appreciate that you are selective about partnerships. They trust your recommendations more because you make fewer of them. You learn the most important lesson about making money from fame. The most successful creators solve their audience's problems. They do not just entertain them. But as your revenue streams stabilize and your business grows, you notice something concerning in your analytics. While your income increases, your audience growth begins to plateau. New creators emerge daily with similar messages and approaches. The market becomes saturated with confidence coaches and dance instructors. You realize that financial success is only part of the equation. You need to build something more sustainable than just a profitable personal brand. But success creates a new challenge. You have built trust, created authentic content, and developed sustainable income. Now you need to keep people interested long enough to build something that lasts beyond trend cycles. You need superfans, not casual viewers. The realization hits you during a week when your latest videos perform well but feel hollow. You refresh your latest video for the 10th time today. The view count climbed to 50,000, then stopped. Your heart sinks. 6 months ago, that number would have thrilled you. Now it feels like failure. New viral stars appear daily with millions of views on their first posts. Their content looks just like yours but with bigger numbers. The fear creeps in like cold fog. Are you already being replaced? Then you read the comments. Really read them. This helped me so much today. I have been following you since your viral moment, and you keep getting better. My daughter loves your confidence tips. Thank you for being real with us. These are not casual viewers dropping quick reactions. These are people who genuinely care about your success. They remember your previous videos. They apply your advice to their lives. They defend you when trolls appear in your comments. This is audience retention that matters. Keeping people interested in you long term, not just entertained for 15 seconds. You realize something crucial about sustainable fame. It is better to have 10,000 people who truly care than 1 million people who barely notice you. But how do you build that deeper connection? How do you become irreplaceable in people's lives, instead of just another creator they scroll past? The answer comes through intentional community building over the following months. You study the creators who have maintained loyal audiences for years. They all treat their followers like real friends, not abstract numbers. They remember conversations. They celebrate their audience's victories. They show up consistently during difficult times. This is community building, creating your tribe of people who support each other, not just you. You start small. You begin responding to every comment on your posts, not with generic thanks, but with actual thoughts about what people share. When someone mentions struggling with confidence, you offer specific encouragement. When someone celebrates a victory, you celebrate with them. Your comment section transforms from a broadcasting channel into a conversation space. People start talking to each other, not just to you. They share advice and support. They form connections that extend beyond your content. You create weekly live streams where you answer questions and just talk with your audience. The sound of their voices through your speakers makes them feel more real. Their laughter at your jokes warms your chest. Their stories about how your content helped them bring tears to your eyes. These are parasocial relationships, the one-way friendships that fans form with creators. But you work to make them feel as two-way as possible within the limits of having thousands of followers. You remember names of regular commenters. You ask follow-up questions about things they mentioned weeks ago. You create content that directly addresses problems your audience faces. Your most loyal followers start creating fan art of your dance moves. They make reaction videos to your posts. They recommend your content to their friends without you asking. This is the difference between fame and influence. Famous people are known by many. Influential people are loved by some. You track your metrics differently now. Instead of obsessing over view counts, you measure comment quality, return viewer percentages, and how often people share your content voluntarily. These numbers tell a better story. Your audience is smaller than some viral creators, but far more engaged. They watch your videos completely. Instead of scrolling away after 3 seconds, they click on your merchandise and courses because they want to support you, not just buy products. You become a meaningful part of their daily routines. They check for your posts every morning. They quote your advice to friends. They think of you when they face challenges you have discussed. But just as you feel secure in these relationships, the inevitable test of every creator's career arrives without warning. One wrong move, one misunderstood post, one old mistake dragged into the light, and years of trust can disappear overnight. The internet is about to teach you that loyalty has limits, and sometimes the people who love you most can hurt you deepest when they feel betrayed. The crisis arrives on a Tuesday morning that starts like any other. You are editing your latest video when your phone buzzes with a notification that makes your blood freeze. The screenshot of a tweet you posted 3 years ago, back when you were 16 and thought edgy humor made you interesting. The words look horrible now, displayed on a bright white background for everyone to judge. You barely remember writing them, but the internet never forgets, and someone just reminded 50,000 people of your worst moment. The sound of notifications becomes a nightmare symphony. Buzz, ping, chime. Your phone vibrates against the table like an angry insect. Each sound brings more judgment, more anger, more disappointment from people who trusted you. Your hands shake as you scroll through the responses. This is disgusting. I cannot believe I supported you. Showing your true colors now. The comments blur together into a wave of hatred. This is cancel culture in action. When the internet mob decides someone deserves punishment, and thousands of people pile on with criticism and judgment, like a digital avalanche that buries everything in its path. Your loyal fans are the worst part. The people who defended you for months now feel personally betrayed. Their disappointment cuts deeper than strangers' anger. I thought you were different. You let us down. I defended you to my friends. Your follower count drops by thousands in hours. Brands cancel partnerships. Comments fill with people demanding apologies. The sound of your own success crashing down rings in your ears like breaking glass. You want to hide, delete all your accounts, disappear from the internet forever. But that would destroy everything you built over the past year. The next 48 hours pass in a blur of panic and sleepless research. Instead, you study how other creators handled similar crises. Some tried to ignore the controversy and pretend nothing happened. Their careers died slowly as trust never returned. Others got defensive and angry, fighting back against their critics. The drama grew bigger and their reputations suffered permanent damage. But a few took a different path. They faced the crisis directly with genuine accountability. You spend 2 days writing your response. not a quick social media apology, but a real explanation. You film yourself in your bedroom, sitting on your unmade bed with no special lighting or editing tricks. Your voice cracks as you speak. 3 years ago, I posted something hurtful and ignorant. I was young, but that is not an excuse. I hurt people with my words, and I am genuinely sorry. You do not make excuses about your age or the different time period. You take full responsibility. You explain how you have grown and what you learned. You commit to doing better and supporting causes that fight against the harm your words caused. The response surprises everyone. Some critics remain angry, but many appreciate your honesty. Your loyal fans slowly return, respecting how you handled the situation. New followers arrive who admire your accountability. This is crisis management that actually works, handling disasters by facing them with authenticity instead of hiding or fighting. Your reputation does not just recover, it becomes stronger. People know you can admit mistakes and grow from them. They trust you more because you proved you can take responsibility when things go wrong. But the experience teaches you something crucial about fame. No matter how much people love you, your success can disappear overnight if you are not careful. You need to build something more stable than just audience affection. You need to own your place in the market so completely that temporary setbacks cannot destroy you. The weeks following the crisis become a period of deep strategic thinking. Your brush with cancellation forced you to confront the fragility of building a career on other people's platforms and approval. You realize that true security comes not from avoiding controversy, but from creating value so undeniable that temporary setbacks become mere bumps in a longer journey. You scroll through your For You page and count 7 creators doing versions of your confidence through dance concept. Some do it better than you. Their videos get more views, their techniques look more polished, their audiences seem more engaged. The sick feeling grows in your stomach. You created this trend, but now it belongs to everyone. This is market saturation, when too many people do the same thing, making it harder for any individual creator to stand out. Like a restaurant street where every shop sells identical food. You watch your view counts decline as audiences spread their attention across multiple creators, offering similar content. Your unique angle became common. Your special skill became ordinary. The sound of success now belongs to your competitors. Their notification sounds ring louder than yours. Their comment sections buzz with more activity. Their brand deals pay better rates. You realize you made a critical mistake. You taught people to copy you instead of teaching them to need you. The solution requires months of intensive learning and content transformation. The creators who survive market saturation do something different. They do not just own a trend, they own an entire category. They become the definitive voice that others get measured against. You study how successful creators defend their territory. The fitness creator does not just teach exercises. She becomes the authority on exercise science. The cooking creator does not just share recipes. He becomes the expert on food culture and history. They go deeper while others stay surface level. They build expertise while others copy techniques. You decide to evolve beyond just confidence through dance content. You study psychology, body language, and performance theory. You interview experts about the connection between movement and mental health. You research the cultural history of dance as self-expression. Your content becomes educational as well as entertaining. Instead of just showing dance moves, you explain why certain movements boost confidence. Instead of just sharing your story, you connect it to broader patterns of human behavior. This is competitive differentiation, making yourself so uniquely valuable that copying you becomes impossible because competitors cannot match your depth of knowledge. Your new approach attracts a different audience. People who want to understand confidence, not just practice it. Parents who want to help shy children. Teachers looking for classroom techniques. Therapists interested in movement-based healing. You become the expert other creators cite in their videos. The authority news outlets interview about confidence trends. The teacher other teachers learn from. Your competitor advantage is not your dance skills anymore. It is your knowledge, research, and unique perspective on how movement affects human psychology. The market becomes less crowded at this level. Most creators do not want to do the research work. They prefer copying successful content to building genuine expertise. You transform from a trend follower to a thought leader. someone whose ideas shape conversations instead of just joining them. But as your expertise grows and your authority strengthens, you notice a troubling pattern in your content performance. Your educational videos perform well initially, but they do not have the longevity you expected. Even expert content gets buried under newer posts in the endless scroll of social media. But you notice something troubling in your analytics. Your educational content performs well, but it does not have the longevity you hoped for. Trends change weekly, and even expert content gets buried under newer posts. You need to create something that works for you even when you are not actively creating. Content that stays relevant for months or years instead of days or weeks. The shift toward evergreen content becomes your next strategic focus. You check your analytics and smile for the first time in weeks. A video you posted 8 months ago just hit 1 million views. Not because it went viral again, but because people keep finding it and sharing it with friends who need the message. The video teaches a simple breathing technique to calm anxiety before presentations. Nothing trendy, nothing tied to current events. Just timeless human wisdom delivered with your authentic voice. This is evergreen content. Posts that stay fresh and relevant regardless of changing trends, like trees that remain green throughout all seasons. Most creators chase the latest trends, hoping to catch lightning in a bottle. Their content has a shelf life of days or weeks before it becomes irrelevant. They run on a hamster wheel, constantly creating new posts to maintain their audience's attention. But the smartest creators build libraries of content that work for them while they sleep. You analyze your most successful evergreen posts. They all solve permanent human problems. How to feel confident in social situations. How to handle criticism gracefully. How to maintain motivation during difficult times. These challenges do not disappear when trends change. A person struggling with confidence today faces the same core issues someone faced 10 years ago and will face 10 years from now. The sound of timeless content is different too. No trending music that will date the video. No references to current events that make it feel old quickly. Just clear audio of your voice sharing wisdom that transcends any particular moment. Over the following months, you shift your content strategy to focus on these eternal topics. Instead of reacting to weekly trends, you address the deeper patterns underneath them. Instead of commenting on viral moments, you teach skills that help people create their own viral moments. Your production style becomes cleaner and simpler. Good lighting that does not scream 2023 aesthetic. Clear audio that does not rely on trending sounds. Visual elements that could work just as well next year as they do today. This approach requires more research and deeper thinking. You cannot just film a quick reaction to something trending. You need to understand what makes advice actually helpful, what makes tutorials actually clear, what makes stories actually meaningful. But the payoff is incredible. Your evergreen videos become the foundation of your business. New viewers discover them months later and binge watch your entire catalog. Search engines favor them because people spend more time watching them completely. You create content pillars around the most important topics in your niche. A complete series on building confidence, a comprehensive guide to handling social anxiety, an in-depth exploration of using creativity for mental health. Each series becomes a destination that people bookmark and return to when they need guidance. Your content transforms from entertainment into education, from momentary distraction into lasting resource. You track different metrics now. Instead of just views and likes, you measure watch time, completion rates, bookmark saves, and how often people return to watch videos multiple times. These numbers tell a better story about your impact. People do not just consume your content, they use it to improve their lives over time. Your evergreen content also protects you from algorithm changes and platform shifts. When TikTok changes its promotion system, your YouTube videos keep bringing in viewers. When Instagram updates its features, your podcast episodes continue attracting new listeners. You built something more stable than viral fame. You created a body of work that serves people regardless of what is trending or which platform dominates social media. But as your evergreen content library grows and generates consistent results, you begin to see the bigger picture. Content creation was never the destination. It was the vehicle. The most successful creators become business owners who happen to make content, not content creators who happen to make money. But as you watch your evergreen content library grow, You realize you are thinking too small. Content creation was just the beginning. The most successful creators become business owners who happen to make content, not content creators who happen to make money. You are ready to build an empire that works without your constant presence. The transformation from creator to entrepreneur begins with a single notification that changes everything. Your phone pings at 6 a.m. with a payment notification, $57 from course sales while you slept. The sound no longer surprises you, but it still brings a small smile to your sleepy face. This is passive income, money that flows in without your direct work in that moment, like a river that keeps running even when you are not watching it. But you remember the grinding months when every dollar required hours of your personal time, filming content, editing videos, responding to comments, managing sponsorships. You were trading time for money like any regular job. The breakthrough came when you realized something powerful. The most successful creators do not stay creators forever. They become business owners who happen to make content. Your course, Confidence Through Movement, was your first step beyond trading time for money. You spent 2 months creating video lessons, worksheets, and guided exercises. Now it sells automatically through your website while you focus on other projects. The course teaches everything you learned about building confidence through dance, but in a structured format that students can complete at their own pace. No need for you to teach the same lessons over and over in live sessions. This is diversification, having multiple ways to make money and stay relevant, like a tree with many branches instead of just one trunk that could break in a storm. The success of your first course opens doors to opportunities you never imagined. You expand beyond digital courses. You license your teaching methods to dance studios and fitness centers. They pay monthly fees to use your confidence-building curriculum in their classes. The licensing model excites you most. Other instructors teach your methods while you earn royalties. Your ideas spread further than your personal reach while generating income from multiple sources. You create a membership community where people pay monthly for exclusive content, live coaching calls, and connection with other confidence builders. The recurring revenue provides stability that one-time course sales cannot match. Each revenue stream requires upfront work, but then generates ongoing income, like planting seeds that grow into fruit trees, feeding you for years after the initial planting effort. Your daily routine changes completely. Instead of spending all day creating content, you spend mornings reviewing business metrics and afternoons developing new products. Content creation becomes just one part of your business strategy, not your entire identity. You hire your first employee, a video editor who handles the technical work while you focus on strategy and teaching. The sound of another person working on your business feels strange but exciting. Your bank account grows more steadily than it ever did from sponsorships or ad revenue. Multiple income streams create financial security that viral content never could provide. But you discover something unexpected as your business grows. Money was just the foundation for something much bigger than personal wealth. Your platform gives you the power to influence how people think about confidence, creativity, and self-expression. The question becomes, what will you do with that influence? As your business empire solidifies and your financial worries fade into memory, you begin noticing something profound happening beyond the metrics and revenue streams. The real transformation is not in your bank account. It is in the world around you. You scroll through social media and pause at a video that makes your heart race. A major movie trailer features actors doing a version of your confidence-building dance routine. No credit to you, but you recognize the movements immediately. Your choreography has entered the cultural mainstream. Millions of people who never heard your name are now moving their bodies in patterns you created. This is cultural impact. When your ideas become part of how society thinks and acts, like drops of dye spreading through clear water until the whole glass changes color, the realization hits you like lightning. You do not just have an audience anymore. You have influence over how people understand confidence and self-expression. Your words and actions ripple outward in ways you never planned. Comments on your recent videos reveal the depth of your impact. Teachers use your methods in classrooms to help shy students participate. Therapists recommend your techniques to clients with social anxiety. Parents practice your exercises with children who struggle with confidence. Your simple dance video has evolved into a movement that helps people feel better about themselves. The responsibility feels both thrilling and terrifying. The weight of influence becomes more apparent as months pass and your reach expands. You study creators who use their platforms for positive change. They do not preach or lecture their audiences. Instead, they weave important messages into entertaining content. They make social impact feel natural, not forced. You decide to use your influence intentionally. Instead of just teaching dance moves, you address the deeper issues that affect your audience. Body image pressure, social media comparison, the fear of being judged by others. Your content begins tackling topics beyond confidence building. You create videos about accepting different body types, celebrating cultural diversity and movement, and finding joy in creativity regardless of skill level. The response overwhelms you. Messages pour in from people who felt seen and validated by your inclusive approach. Parents thank you for helping their children embrace their uniqueness. Educators share your videos in workshops about self-acceptance. You realize your viral dance was never just about the movements. It was about giving people permission to express themselves authentically, without fear of judgment. Your influence expands beyond social media. You speak at conferences about creativity and mental health. Universities invite you to address students about building confidence in competitive environments. Brands partner with you not just for marketing, but for genuine social impact campaigns. The sound of your voice now carries weight in conversations about youth, mental health, creative expression, and social media's effects on self-esteem. Policymakers and educators quote your insights in their work. But with great influence comes great responsibility. Every post, every partnership, every public statement affects thousands of people who trust your judgment. The pressure sometimes keeps you awake at night. You develop clear principles for how you will use your platform. Always promote inclusivity and acceptance. Never shame people for their appearance or abilities. Focus on solutions rather than just problems. Use your voice to lift others up, not tear them down. Your cultural impact becomes measurable. Research studies cite your methods. Academic papers analyze your approach to confidence building. Documentary filmmakers interview you about the role of creative expression in mental health. You have moved beyond entertainment into education and social change. Your influence shapes conversations in psychology, education, and youth development. But as you watch your ideas spread through culture, you realize there is one final challenge. True lasting influence comes not from your personal fame, but from building something that continues even if you disappear. The real secret was never about staying famous at all. It was about creating foundations that other people could build their success upon. The ultimate test of your influence arrives in a moment of profound clarity that will reshape how you think about success forever. Your phone buzzes with a notification that stops your breath. A young creator posts a video crediting you as their inspiration for starting their confidence journey. They are teaching your methods to a new generation, adding their own innovations and cultural perspectives. You have never met this person, but they carry your ideas forward into communities you could never reach yourself. This is legacy building, creating something that survives and grows beyond your personal involvement, like planting trees whose shade will benefit people you will never meet. The moment forces you to confront a profound question. What happens to your influence when you are no longer actively creating? Will your impact fade when your content stops appearing in people's feeds? You study creators who built lasting legacies. They all shared one approach. Instead of hoarding their knowledge, they gave it away freely. They mentored others, shared their methods, and celebrated their students' success. Their ideas became bigger than their personal brands because they empowered others to carry those ideas forward. The next phase of your journey becomes about multiplication rather than accumulation. You launch a certification program for confidence coaches. Students learn your methods through intensive training, then teach them in their own communities. Each certified coach extends your reach while adapting your approach to their unique cultural contexts. The program grows faster than you expected. Coaches from 6 continents complete your training. They work with elderly people in community centers, teenagers in schools, immigrants learning to navigate new cultures, and professionals overcoming workplace anxiety. Your methods evolve through their applications. A coach in rural areas adapts your urban dance moves for traditional folk styles. Another translates your confidence principles into sign language for deaf communities. Each adaptation strengthens the overall approach. You create open-source resources that anyone can use and modify. Free lesson plans for teachers, downloadable guides for parents, training materials for youth workers. Your intellectual property becomes a public good that improves lives worldwide. The sound of your original viral video now seems tiny compared to the symphony of voices using your ideas to help others. Your legacy is not about your fame, it is about the collective impact of everyone you have influenced. You establish a foundation focused on creative confidence education. The organization will continue your work long after you move on to other projects. It provides grants for educators, funds research on movement and mental health, and supports emerging creators who share your values. Your most profound realization comes during a video call with your first group of certified coaches. They are planning a global conference on confidence building through creative expression. Your methods have become a field of study with its own conferences, research, and professional community. You are no longer the center of this movement. You are its origin point, but it now belongs to the thousands of people who carry it forward in their daily work. This shift from creator to founder transforms how you spend your time. Instead of constantly producing new content, you focus on supporting others who are innovating within the framework you established. You write a book documenting your complete methodology, not to make money, but to ensure the knowledge remains accessible even if all your videos disappear. The book becomes a foundational text that new coaches study and reference. Your social media strategy changes too. Instead of promoting yourself, you highlight the success stories of people using your methods. Your platforms become showcases for a global community rather than personal branding channels. The numbers tell an incredible story. Your direct reach peaked at several million followers, but your indirect impact through coaches, teachers, and inspired creators touches tens of millions of lives worldwide. You measure success differently now, not by your personal view counts or income, but by the number of people who find confidence through methods you originated, not by your fame, but by the positive change spreading through the world using tools you created. Late one night, you receive a message that brings tears to your eyes. The teacher writes, "I have been using your confidence methods in my classroom for 2 years. Yesterday, the shyest student in my class volunteered to present in front of the whole school. She said dancing like you taught us gave her the courage to speak up. This student will never know your name, but your ideas helped her find her voice. That is the ultimate measure of legacy. Positive change that continues flowing long after people forget who started the river." You realize the journey that began with 15 seconds of viral fame has become something infinitely more valuable. You did not just stay famous after your viral moment died. You transformed temporary attention into lasting influence that improves lives across the globe. The real secret was never about maintaining your own relevance. It was about becoming the starting point for other people's journeys toward confidence, creativity, and authentic self-expression. Your legacy lives not in your content archive, but in every person who stands a little taller, speaks a little louder, and moves a little more freely, because your ideas gave them permission to be themselves.